Hello and welcome to another optics trade review. This here is Leica Tempus 2, the second generation of the first ever red dot sight made by Leica. It was introduced at the beginning of this year, 2023, and the first one was released in 2018, which is 5 years ago, so the first generation. In this review we're going to talk about the features of Tempus 2, and I think it's best if we dive straight into the upgrades and then continue with other properties. Previous generation of Tempus was available in two different versions with 2 or 3.5 MOA red dot. Now it's only available with 2.5 MOA. There's also a difference in shock resistance. Leica reinforced the Tempus 2 so that it can now withstand shock up to 1000 G, making it suitable for hard-kicking rifles. The previous version was a little less resilient with 800 G of shock resistance. I think that probably the biggest news is the motion sensor. So when the dot is completely still for a while, it turns off automatically, and when you move it, the dot is back on in an instant. When this feature is on, you can also, if the dot is turned upwards, downwards, or tilted 45 degrees in any of the directions, it turns off, and then when you put it back, it turns back on. So I think that this feature greatly preserves battery life and is a great step forward. There is also now a red and white logo on the frame of the red dot sight on each side, so that everyone knows immediately that this is a premium red dot sight made by the renowned manufacturer Leica. The old model had a black and white logo only on one side of the frame. The model name is now written here below the glass instead of ASPH. The buttons are now also somewhat more defined. There is now a bulge so that you can feel where the buttons are without looking. This is also an interesting detail. And these are mostly, I would say, the main differences that I've noticed. If you notice any others, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Now moving on with the physical properties of this red dot sight. If you look at it from afar, it looks pretty much, I would say, it's similar, identical to the first generation model. The design remains the same. It's quite elegant, with no protruding parts anywhere on the frame and the housing. It comes in elegant combination of black, white and red, of course. It also feels quite robust. Leica claims it can withstand strong recoil, as I mentioned in the beginning, 1000 G. It's quite big for an open reflex. It's not meant to be used on a pistol. Leica's target audience are driven hunt enthusiasts, which is understandable since their products are mostly designed for hunting, and this big window here allows for quick target acquisition. If it rains a little, Leica provides a great solution, so you can put this protective cap on and you have protection against the elements. This is great thinking. Even though they do have quite an interesting solution to prevent losing this cap, so it's connected with a safety cord to the red dot sight, but I think even though it works, it's not the most elegant of solutions. They could do this probably they could find another way, and maybe this plastic housing, could be made of aluminum to add some elegance to this nicely made red dot sight. Anyway, great thinking with it, so if it rains you just put it on and you won't have problems seeing the dot. The sight is powered by a CR2032 battery, so the compartment is located on the side in the form of a tray. You can open the compartment with a supply tool. I'm going to show you the tool. You can see it now. So you just pry it open, you pull, and then you just switch the battery in a matter of seconds. You zero the sight with the help of these two screws here. This one is for elevation, this one is for windage. There are no lock screws, so you just simply use the hex key to turn the screw. It also produces clicks, so it's easier for the shooter to zero the sight without needing any additional instruments. As you can see here, Leica manufactures this red dot sight in Portugal, in their factory in Portugal. As regards the mounting properties, Tempus 2 has the popular Dr. Noblex mounting standard on the bottom, for which there are plenty of mounting solutions on the market. You can purchase it with a Picatinny mount directly for additional 55 euros, and if you do so, you get a quality EAW mount included in the package. If you wish to find out more about the mounting dimensions of the dimensions of the footprint of Leica Tempus 2, we have that available on our Optics Trade blog, so you have all the dimensions there if you need any of those. As far as the illumination is concerned, there are 12 levels of illumination to choose from, suitable for all lighting conditions, and most importantly, the dot is daytime usable, which is important for driven hunts. So at the maximum setting, it is really bright, which is, as I said, important for driven hunts. To turn on the device, you press either one of these two buttons, and to turn it off, you hold either one of these two buttons for 3 seconds. As I mentioned before, so at the beginning when I was mentioning all the upgrades, the sight is equipped with a motion sensor, and to turn the feature on, you have to hold both of these two buttons for 3 seconds until the dot flashes 2 times. Two flashes, one right after the other, indicate that the motion sensor has been turned on. And in this mode, the dot, when not moved for 3 minutes, will power off to preserve battery life. And then once you move it, it will be back on in an instant. The dot will also, in this mode, power off if you tilt it for 45 degrees or turn it upwards or downwards. So it is great if you, for some reason, forget to turn the illumination off and you just store your firearm in the safe, and then once you put it inside the safe, it will be pointing upwards, and the dot will turn off to preserve battery life. As I said, this is one of the main upgrades from the first generation. You can also turn this mode off, so if you again hold these two buttons for around 3 seconds until you get a single flash of the dot, this means that this mode has been turned off. You can also set the standby timer, so if you turn it on, the dot will power off automatically after 4 hours of inactivity, but I won't go into that much detail with this feature. You can read more about it in the instruction manual. And as I said, the dot is now available with a 2.5 MOA dot only. As far as optical characteristics are concerned, the sight is equipped with a big lens for quick target acquisition. If you look at the lens from an angle, it appears as if there is quite some blue tint, but when you look directly through it, the tint is barely visible. The view through the lens is clear and without any noticeable distortions. You can easily look through with both eyes open without experiencing any eye fatigue. At the end of this video, I will also show all the illumination levels against a black background. What about the scope of delivery? So you get the red dot sight, which is attached to the plastic rain cover with a safety cord. Then you also get a CR2032 battery, a hex key for zeroing the sight. It's like a short instruction manual, all the basic features. The longer version is available on Leica's website or on any retailer's website such as ours. Then you also have the lens cleaning cloth, a certificate, 2 screws, and you have this handy tool for opening the battery tray. As far as the price is concerned, you'll have to pay 595 euros for this one without the mount, and the one with the Picatinny mount included is 55 additional euros, so 650 euros. And Leica provides a generous 5-year warranty on the housing, optics, and the electronics. What do I like about this particular red dot sight, so about Tempus 2? Well, I think that the biggest upgrade from the first generation is definitely the sophisticated motion sensor. Once it's turned on, it works like a charm. I also like how it looks. It's elegant, it's robust at the same time. I like the fact that they've made it more resilient, so that it now handles stronger recoil. I also think that the protective cap is a clever idea, even though it could be done better. And I think that especially its optical characteristics are really, really nice. No distortion, great definition of the dot, no eye fatigue. You can use it without problems with both eyes open, so I think it's safe to say that it's a true 1x magnification. What I don't really like is, well, for some people they might be dissuaded by the price. The price is quite steep for an open reflex red dot sight, but this is again understandable. It's made by Leica after all. And for some people it might be too big. Again, the target audience of Leica here is mostly rifle users. It's meant to be used on a hunting rifle for a driven hunt, so not really for pistol users. And last but not least, this rain cover. I think this attaching, I don't know, this safety cord, the solution for not losing this particular cover could be done a little bit better. And on top of that, this plastic cover could be, I don't know, made from aluminum to add a more premium feel to it. If you're into driven hunts and are looking for a quality premium red dot sight with a large window for your rifle, then Tempus 2 is really the way to go. If you wish to find out more about Tempus 2 or the first generation model, we have written articles. We have them published on our Optics Trade blog. Also, if you have any additional questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Take care.